Alright, well this is going to be hopefully a repair video on this particular unit. This is a Intellishock 77B sold by Premier One back in the day. Don't sell it anymore. They sell something else now. But it was made by a company called Horizont Agritechnik. They're out of Germany. They're still around. They still are making units. They just don't make this one anymore for Premier One. So these were really, really well made units back in the day. Parts are basically non-existent for the thing. So we're going to try to either repair what's in there, or we're going to have to retrofit some other part of some sort inside this, which we've done before, I think, in another video from a year or two ago. So we'll see what we can do to get this one to fire back up and going again. I believe this is a 12-volt model. Yeah, 12-volt unit. And so if you got a Intellishock Premier One fence charger of some sort, you're welcome to send it in here. Let us take a look at it, see if we can get you going. There's our information right there. We work on about every brand and model you can think of electric fence box. So we have free quotes. So let's take these screws out the back. It looks like there's 6 Phillips screws. Hopefully this thing just pops apart. Oh, there we go. Oh, cat. All right. Well, there's the guts of the thing. There's the main module or input circuit board. There's the output transformer, probably an output protection board, most likely. Yep. And it's also got a resistor deal on there for the half power, or no, sorry. I think it's for the light bulb there, a flashing light there. And there's a little capacitors there that do all the charging and discharging. So I'm just kind of looking over things real quick. See if I see anything out of the norm, which I don't at this time. They got some conformal coating on the board. All these little small components, as well as the back of the board's got some stuff on there. Pretty sophisticated looking board for being as old as it is. Well, let's hook up 12-volt power to it and see if it does anything. I got my power supply set at 13 volts. Hook the power supply across it. We're just going to go red wire in there. Actually, I'm going to get my other leads a little bit skinnier. Put negative there. I don't think this has a switch on it, turn it on and off. I think as soon as you apply power, it goes to working. Well, my power supply is loading down. We're at 0.1 amp draw, so 100 milliamp draw. So, but it isn't clicking or firing or anything. So, we know the board's power is getting to the board because it has a draw on it, but it's not doing anything after that. All right, let's unhook the power from it. I don't think you can get new boards for these any longer. Now I'm almost positive of that. Let me go see what I've got for parts and see if we can do some jerry rigging here. Give me just a second here. Alright, we've got this board here, which I forget what brand it's for, but it is a 12-volt one, and it has a built-in light bulb on this one because of for the brand it's used for. But let's do a little bit more test before we go to try to install that board. We need to unplug. Let's lift this board up. Now this passes anything on here or the board. Probably got a charge built up in it. Let's see. We want to get something to discharge those capacitors first before I get too carried away. There's a lot of wires there, and they're pretty close to each other. I don't want to touch something with my screwdriver, pop something. Let's see. We can go from this white wire here. There's no pop from it, which is fine. That doesn't mean it wasn't charged up or anything, or holding a charge. It just means we might have caught it in the right spot. Alright, let's play around here a little bit. Let's unplug the... Actually, before we unplug it, let's get the multimeter out. We're going to check the primary wires of the transformer, which are right here, the input side. We're just going to ohm across it, and it should be 0.1 to 1 ohm, what most primaries read on these fence chargers. So we'll go, there's no polarity to it, so we'll go from here to here. 0.3. So the primary is fine, so it should, that means the board capacitor combination should be able to discharge into this. So we know that part of it's fine. So let's unplug that wire. This wire, put that right there. Alright, let's see, we'll unplug the capacitors next. Let's see what size these capacitors are. They are, looks like 20 microfarad is what they're reading. Let's see if I can lose some of these. Yeah, 20 microfarad, 400 volt, 450 volt, something like that. Looks like the capacitors are made in Germany as well. They are wired in parallel, so I'm going to imagine that both capacitors are the same, so it means it's a 40 microfarad capacitor combination. So we'll test across those. There's no polarity of those either. 39.7. So capacitors are fine. So our issue's in our board somewhere. And there's so much crap going on with it. And of course, we have no schematics for it. That's the one we've had since, that one's about 4 years old, so I wouldn't even mess with that one. I don't know if I have the parts for it. Let me go check something out real quick. Alright, let's see. Plug. Come on. Get off here. There's a 12 volt input. Looks like there's a light bulb there for something. Let's just snip it off there because we're not going to be using it at this time. Okay, let's bend that back there. So now what we need to do is we need to snip off these wires. We're going to have to probably extend them out, make them longer. Alright, let's see. Some wire. Soldering iron is powered up. So we can what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I don't know how much wire I'm going to need to be able to reach the new board. So I'm going to solder and heat shrink these wires together, extend them out. They'll be, you know, that long. We always cut them the length when we're ready, so we know what we're actually working with for distance and length of the wire. So let's, because I don't think these wires are going to be long enough to reach the new board. So we'll tin these wires. And then we're going to tin both of these wires, which means basically we're going to fill them full of solder. Now we're going to hold them flush and side by side. Oops. Come on. What, longboard?
No, one of these is unplugged. One of these was unplugged.
Oh.
It looks that what it would plug onto looks like that.
Oh.
It looks like a fairly
How many tabs are on the capacitor?
two.
Oh.
Looks like a fairly new.
Transformer.
Yeah, what's this?
Does it get all that white goop all over it?
Yeah, it's got, yeah. Could just been that.
Yeah.
Check things out.
This might be too small of a heat shrink. We'll see. This heat shrink's just a little too small, but it's just big enough to slide over everything. Okay, heat gun. Okay, let's see. Let's see where this board's going to fit. I think we might have to trim up, slice off some of that board. I think it's going to be just a little too long. I think we're going to have to set it like this. See, it has this little groove that the board will set down in, but it's a little too long. So let me get a you know, a marker over there.
I don't think so. I don't use it, so I don't see one.
Mark this one. Probably will work. So we can take a see if we can cut that board right along that edge there. Let's score it a few times and then break it off. Let's move this out of the way for a second. Actually, it broke right there at the edge there. Must have had a pre-cut little line right there. I was going to score back here, but it broke right there, right at the edge of that board. Alright, well, it's going to be too short to kind of sit in there where I want it to, but we can put something in there to kind of help stabilize the board. We can put some double-sided foam between the board and the case, and that'll keep it from, fill it up like a spacer, and that'll keep it from rocking around too much because it'll be stuck against the case right there. But we'll do that here in a second. So let's get capacitors are going to be long enough to reach. So, but we need to change out these spade connectors to the correct size that we need on it now, because these had small ones. We need a little bit larger spade connectors. You had a big pile of them back there behind your... Alright, so the labeling on it told me which wireless capacitor and transformer and stuff, but that broke off. So it looks like the first one is capacitor. The last one here is a capacitor. Looks like the transformer is in the center there. So we'll probably put the board right up there. And these wires, let's see, that goes in that little spot there. And we can cut the wires back to like here. So now we got to get our 12-volt cable hooked up, which is these right here. Or it's going to sit like this. And then we'll show our wires on like that. So put that on right there. That's our positive. Negative.
There's actually ants.
Huh?
Ants.
Oh shit, we'll take that outside. Okay.
So I probably should change the
There's no tab on it left at all.
Well, yeah, but
Pretty burnt looking.
yeah, it's missing part of it.
Okay. Well, let me, I'll look here in a second if I got one. Alright, we're going to apply power, see what happens. It's clicking. That's a good sign. Some of that double-sided foam stuff. Yeah, double-sided foam tape stuff over there. I need to order some more because I'm getting mighty low. Two or three. Let me go get them. All right. Alright, so we're going to just great. I think this is just a power light. I wonder if we, just for curiosity's sake, I wonder if we apply 12 volt to this one, if this light turns on. So let's take the other lead and we'll apply 12 volt here. That flashed one time and then it stopped. It's probably an LED, and LEDs don't run off 12 volt, so I probably blew that bulb. I didn't know what type of bulb it was, it doesn't say. Oh well. snip it off. That way it's not in the way. Let's put this thing back in here where it goes. Oh, you smell the soldering iron? Okay, let's apply power to it and we'll check the output. Alright, so we're at open circuit voltage. We'll go across fence to ground. Look at this number, see what we get out of it. .3 kV, doesn't seem very good. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let me see your tester, your orange one. Oh, hold on. I figured it out. I was on the wrong setting. Alright, try this again. Oh, there we go. 7.2. So 7,000 volts out of it. Let's see what kind of load we get, or joules we get out of it on 500 ohm load. 1.8 joules at 3.5 kV. .7 joules at 2.3 kV. So if we go much further, or if we go much harder, it's just going to drag it down way too far. Because 100 ohms is pretty hard for unit like this. So I get 7,000 volts at about a joule and a half. Clicking right along. That light's not flashing. Oh, it's battery test. What that was for. It said red light, charge battery soon. So we're not messing with that because it won't wire up to our board how it's set up. We don't have that functionality in the board we installed, so it doesn't really, that part of it doesn't matter. But it's clicking along. A little light there's flashing. I don't know if you can see it or not. Camera's not picking it up, but it is flashing every single pulse. All right. Well, this is flashing red light. Unit working, which is what it's doing. Solid red light, unit not working, or fence needs to be checked. Okay. Which I don't know if it's going to do that with the board that we've got installed. But there you go. This one's fixed up and ready to go. Functional again, working like a dream for what it's designed to do. The good thing is about putting that board in there, that board is plentiful, so this board or this unit can be fixed in the future if something does happen to it. Transformers on these things don't go bad. As you can see, the capacitor is fine. So until next time, see you guys later on, and have a good rest of your day.